All right, I want to do a deep dive into why your follower count does not mean that you're going to make a lot of money in fitness. I say all the time that we get calls from people who literally have hundreds of thousands of followers, in the fitness industry that have nobody who's a paying customer. And I mean that. I'm being totally serious. It's a lot more common than you think. And from the outside looking in, you're like, well, they have 250,000 followers. What do you mean they have no clients? One, a lot of people buy bots. That's just a reality. Number two, follower count doesn't always equal revenue. And I'm going to tell you why. The first reason, and it's often overlooked, is like if you look at people's accounts and who's following them, a lot of fitness accounts follow other fitness accounts. So if you're a gym rat and you're followed by other gym rats, are those gym rats going to want to be trained by you? Probably not. In reality, those people are more likely to be your competition than prospective clients. So this is a conundrum that a lot of people are in. They're like, and when we tell them that, they're like, oh shit, you're right. Like if you look at your follower count and it's just fitness accounts, through and through, you're like, oh wait, they also like fitness. They wouldn't even need my services in the first place. And that's the problem. Number two is attention doesn't always equal revenue because it's about the messaging. And this kind of has to do with the follower thing. But if you're not making content and stuff around particular avatars who have specific problems and making sure that you call out those problems in your content, it doesn't mean you're going to get sales, right? You could have all the attention in the world, but if it's just like general fitness stuff, people might find you entertaining, but they might not find you to be appealing in the sense of like working with you. There's obviously some correlation between followers and attention and engagement and revenue, but I think people overestimate it, especially in the fitness industry. Like I just told you, there's people that have hundreds of thousands of followers that have zero customers. And then we work with some people who have a private Instagram with like 600 followers that are doing more revenue than these like big name influencer people. It's about the right attention. It's about legitimacy. It's about people really connecting with you, especially online. Your personality is more important. So maybe if you have a lot of followers, but no customers, your personality just isn't coming across well. But that's content wise. And your ads too. A lot of people just aren't doing ads the right way either. So they can have 100,000 followers, but if their ads suck, their ads suck. There's nothing they can do about it. So forget about the numbers for a second. Just focus on really connecting with your audience and providing real value to them. And that means calling out the problems that they are experiencing. A lot of you think that just like yapping about like physiology and science-based stuff is going to get you fitness clients because people are going to look at you and go, wow, he really knows what he's talking about, or she really knows what she's talking about. I want her to train me. It doesn't exactly work like that anymore. A lot of times personality and connection is more important than your knowledge base. And your knowledge base really is not much more advanced than the next person, despite what you might think. Most trainers have the same skill set, relatively. They have the same knowledge base, in some sense too. So the only variable that you have a lot more control over is your personality, your messaging, how you come across online, and all that stuff. And it's really weird too. A lot of people are much more obsessed with their follower count than they are with their actual revenue. And it's like, do you give a shit about your business or do you want to be an influencer? I made a video the other day about that. It's like people can't decide if they want to be an influencer or a service provider because you do have to choose one or the other.